Welcome to The Explainer. We're diving right into a technology today that's sparking a massive paradigm shift. It is literally a database moment for the entire AI industry. See, we're finally solving the most crippling limitation in artificial intelligence right now, which is amnesia. It's time to take our AI from being these forgetful, stateless scripts and transform them into highly reliable, continuous intelligence systems.
But first, I want you to picture this. Would you ever board a plane that just deletes its flight data every single time it lands? No way, right? We absolutely demand that complex, high-stakes machines have unalterable records. And yet, right now, developers and enterprises are basically boarding blind flights with their AI systems every single day. Okay, let's look at our flight plan for today. We're going to cover 1. The AI amnesia problem. 2. Enter Agent Memory OS. 3. The science of forgetting. 4. Defeating hallucinations. 5. Financial auditor infrastructure. And finally, 6. The Internet of Agents.
Starting with Section 1, the AI amnesia problem, or flying blind in the age of AI.
Look, today's AI agents have a really severe amnesia problem. Right now, they're mostly just statless tools. Because they have these short context windows, they just forget everything after a session ends. You get zero recall and, frankly, terrible traceability. But when you give them a dedicated memory infrastructure layer, those exact same agents evolve. They become continuous intelligence systems. They turn into persistent organizational knowledge engines that actually learn, adapt, and most importantly, leave bulletproof, auditable trails of their logic.
Moving to Section 2, enter Agent Memory OS, the black box for the AI industry.
So the ultimate cure for this amnesia is aiblackbox.site. Agent Memory OS gives developers and enterprises a persistent, auditable memory infrastructure. Think of it as the literal black box for the AI industry. It acts as an unalterable flight recorder that guarantees safety, ensures total transparency, and absolutely crushes hallucination rates.
In practice, this infrastructure changes the game entirely. Imagine you've got a chat agent taking down user requirements and a coding agent handling the actual implementation. Instead of them working in isolated silos, they securely interact with a central unified context memory system. That memory graph store is the bridge. The chat agent writes down its decisions, and the coding agent retrieves that exact context instantly. There's no guessing and no annoying the user by asking them to repeat themselves. If you're a developer, this is an absolute powerhouse. It's multimodal, meaning it works flawlessly across GPT, Claude, Llama, or Gemini, plus it's totally framework agnostic. But the real engineering magic here is something called deterministic retrieval. Instead of the AI relying on probabilistic guessing, this system gives you reproducible, predictable memory behavior. You put the same input in, you get the same memory out, all backed by explainable audit trails and lightning-fast sub-millisecond reads.
Which brings us to Section 3, the science of forgetting. We're leaning on over 140 years of cognitive research here.
You see, Agent Memory OS doesn't just use random, made-up heuristics to delete old data. It's actually built on a century and a half of peer-reviewed cognitive science. The algorithm starts way back with the 1885 Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. Then it evolves through the 1991 power law forgetting. And it even uses a simulated sleep consolidation engine. This literally processes data every night to strengthen the vital memories and clear out the noise. All of this culminates in the 2024 Princeton Koala framework. Now, what's really fascinating about this Princeton framework is that AI memories are categorized, and they decay at scientifically calculated speeds. Semantic memory, which is your hard facts and rules, decays super slowly, at half the normal rate. Episodic memory, covering specific events, decays at a standard rate, because recent events matter the most. And then there's procedural memory, the core skills and behaviors. That decays the absolute slowest at just 0.3x. It's just like riding a bike. The AI preserves its core operational skills.
Moving right along to Section 4, defeating AI hallucinations. We're shifting from probabilities to hard facts.
To actually defeat hallucinations, we have to decouple parametric knowledge from grounded memory. Parametric knowledge is essentially the model's internal brain. It's static, it takes months to update, and the hallucination risk is huge because it's always just guessing based on probabilities. Grounded memory, on the other hand, which is what Agent Memory OS provides, updates in milliseconds via secure databases. It gives you verifiable source citations, and it drops the hallucination risk down to basically zero by constraining the model to actual reality. Because here's the secret. The root cause of so many hallucinations isn't the model intentionally lying to you. It just suffers from context amnesia.
A user gives a crucial constraint in turn 1, and by turn 10, it's just fallen out of the AI's limited context window. It forgets. But by separating the text generation from the actual knowledge base and maintaining a stateful, persistent memory, aiblackbox.site ensures the agent is always operating on hard, persistent facts. Let's look at how this applies in the real world in Section 5, Financial Auditor Infrastructure, explaining every AI decision. When you're dealing with enterprise AI, you absolutely cannot deploy some opaque mystery box. You need that flight recorder. This infrastructure is enterprise governance ready. It perfectly aligns with the EU AI Act, the NIST AI Risk Management Framework, and strict SOC 2 compliance. It even uses isolated Postgres role-level security to make sure intellectual property and sensitive user data are locked down. It's built to satisfy the absolute toughest financial regulators out there. Let's break down a concrete use case, like a Bank Secrecy Act and anti-money laundering audit. Step 1. The AI writes to memory, permanently recording the logic behind its decision. Step 2. The agent acts, flagging a suspicious transaction. Step 3. When the human auditors inevitably come knocking, the system retrieves the explainable context. It automatically generates suspicious activity reporting with totally clear feature attribution. It isn't guessing why it flagged the transaction. It pulls the exact, deterministic memory, proving exactly why it made that call based on the bank's policies. So in these high-stakes environments, this flight recorder creates a totally confidential, end-to-end workflow. A user prompts the system, the memory is safely tucked away in a trusted execution environment, and when the auditing agent acts, it retrieves the context securely. Zero data leakage, zero amnesia, and a perfectly traceable audit trail from start to finish. Finally, Section 6, the Internet of Agents, the future of autonomous networks. Trillions. Think about that for a second. That is the massive scale we're heading toward. The next generation of AI isn't going to be single prompts and isolated little chat windows. We're moving toward a true Internet of Agents. Trillions of autonomous AIs communicating, negotiating, and collaborating securely across completely different platforms. And the Agent Memory OS API architecture? It's built specifically for this scale. It ensures that when these trillions of agents interact, they're sharing a persistent, secure, and fully auditable memory layer. The consensus across the industry right now is crystal clear. Memory is rapidly becoming the most strategic layer in the AI agent stack. It is literally as fundamental as databases were to web applications back in the day. Persistent memory isn't just a fun, neat little feature to tack onto a bot anymore. It's a mandatory infrastructure layer for any serious developer or enterprise. So I'll leave you with this question. In this rapidly approaching Internet of Agents, is your AI going to be the one that leads, adapting and evolving as a true organizational knowledge engine? Or is it going to be the one that just forgets, stuck acting as a stateless, temporary tool? Ultimately, the choice comes down to your infrastructure. If you want to integrate this state-of-the-art memory technology into your own systems, head on over to aiblackbox.site. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.